Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I got another deck profile for you guys today. This time it's an update on my Salamangreat deck. As I mentioned in this last video, this deck is not dead by any means. It's still a very viable option. It's still really strong. The only key thing is just that you have to run more cards that can help you help you hard draw into like your combo pieces. You got cards like Salamangreat Foxy, which by the way I can't wait for that rarity bump in the Megatons. Now, I also had to change out my side deck a little bit too because I was kind of testing out different theories and just to see like what would be the best way to like make this deck go second, because I think this deck's just a little bit better going first, but it can still go second, don't get me wrong. But in case you're up against an opponent that likes to build like those massive boards, you need to be able to break them. So that's what I wanted to show you guys today. Alright, so starting off, you're going to be playing, of course, 3 copies of Foxy. Gotta play this at 3. It's also a good way to deal floodgates with his graveyard effect, but generally you use his Pot of Duality effect just to search out your Salamangreat cards. Got 3 Spinny. I have seen a couple builds that have played this at 2. You could still do that if you wanted to, and just like run a few more extenders or something, but I still personally prefer Spinny at 3, just because, out of personal preference. I'm going to be playing 1 Gazelle, of course. You still got to play this at 1. Even though it is only at 1, it's still a really good card. It just helps you set off your combo. And for the rest of the 1-ups, I'm playing 1 Jaguar, 1 Fowl, and of course, 1 Falco. And that's pretty standard for the Salamangreat lineup. Alright, so for my secondary engine, the Cybers engine, playing 3 Flame Buffalo. Really excellent card. This just helps you, like I said, just help you hard draw into your combo pieces. You normal summon this, go into Balinks, and then you could chain block it with Balinks, and then discard 1 Cybers monster and draw 2 cards. I'm playing 2 copies of Backup Secretary. I don't like Reclusia that much because, to me, that's a better card going second. And right now there are certain decks out there that don't really use Link monsters, or at least they don't sit on Link monsters sometimes. They can just like, there's also back row heavy strategies too, so that's why I don't like to use it right now. So I prefer Backup Secretary. Even if you open up with both, it's not a bad thing because the whole point of my personal build is to turbo out Mirage Stalio, and you need a bunch of level 3. So as long as you have a Cybers monster, you could just special summon another one. So that's why Backup Secretary, in my opinion, is the better choice. 1 Lady Debug, it's at 1, of course. Not as strong as it used to be, but still a viable card piece that you need, so that way you can just, search out all your cards, especially that Gazelle. You definitely need that Gazelle as soon as you can. And that's pretty much it. Now for hand traps, playing 3 Ash, of course. Standards, it's like the most generic hand trap we have. Ghost Ogre, which is very excellent in this format. And of course 3 Effect Veiler, only because you already know I don't have impermanence right now, so that's why. Alright, so now we're moving on to spells. Gotta play 3 copies of Silent Mining. And if you don't have access to this card, you can also play cards like Pot of Desires. Silent Backdoor is also a good option because it's also a searcher. So there's still possible ways to making this deck low budget. But yeah, like Silent Backdoor is another option you could run. I heard about Cyber's Beacon, which is okay, but if anything, just play the spell card instead. So yeah. Of course, gotta still play 1 Circle. I really don't think this card needed to be hit. They could have just left Gazelle at 1, and that was it. So hopefully this card can come back to 3 later on, but for now, we gotta stick to 1. 1 Sanctuary, 1 Will, and of course, gotta play the staples of Called by the Grave, and the last one of Foolish Burial, just to get your combo pieces into the grave, since, salads have their vanishing grave. For traps, I'm only playing 5, playing Triple Judgment, 1 Roar, and a Rage. I wanted to bump this up to 2, but I didn't have the room. I want to keep this deck at 40 cards, so yeah. Alright, so for the extra deck, of course, playing 3 copies of Salamangreat Balinks. This searches out your field spell and also gives added protection to your salad cards. 3 Sunlight Wolf. I finally got my hands on the super rare, so I'm really happy with that. But yeah, it's your most important combo piece. Lets you recur all your resources, including that Gazelle. 2 Heat Leo, which spins back row, and just a good way to enable the OTK. Got 1 Hita, Nightmare Phoenix, and Borlo Dragon. I was thinking either this or Avermax, but I think Borlo Dragon is just slightly better for right now because it just helps you break boards and just take away problematic monsters. So I'd rather play safe than than just, brute force alone. Since I did mention this is a Mirage Stalio Turbo, I've got to play 2 copies of Mirage Stalio, 1 of Bitch Dweller, and Violet Chimera. I am siding out Super Poly, so it's not just for the mirror match, it's for anything that runs links, so like you just need a link monster. So like Pendulums, now that they run cards like Appaloosa, you could just Super Poly, take that Appaloosa, and go for one of your salad cards, and that's it. Now for the side deck, I'm actually running these instead of Raw Spear Mode like I was planning to. I'm playing 3 copies of Lava Golem. So my theory behind this is that not a lot of decks right now are actually sitting on more than 2 monsters. Because, like, especially now that Nibiru is coming out, people are changing up their strategies because, like, you summon 5 monsters, that Nibiru hits the field, and all their combos get broken. And people are scared of Raw Sphere Mode anyway because, if you sit on 3 monsters or more, your opponent's just going to break that board like with Aegis. But with Lava Golem, it just requires 2 monsters, and you get to burn your opponent for damage at the start of every one of his turns. So I think this card just gives you a lot of advantage, especially during time. So that's why I'm running Lava Golem. Now, pretty much like Raw Spear Mode, you can't conduct your normal summon, but I still think it's fine just because like the salads don't necessarily rely too heavily on their normal summon, and you can still like set off, from there. And of course, to go with Lava Golem, I got to run 3 Pancratuffs. That way I can still have a monster on board. So, yeah. Now, keep in mind, I may not keep Lava Golem forever. I may eventually just go back to Artifact Lancia. But this is just a theory of mine again. Like, once Nibiru comes around, I'm definitely going to be playing that on the side. For back row heavy strategies, because we still got Subterrors, Altergeist, and a lot of others, like Sky Strikers too. Cosmic Cyclone, I don't like Twin Twisters because, if you don't have, like, that Gazelle in hand, you can't really, you're just going to neg 2. So Cosmic Cyclone at the small cost of 1,000 life points, I think this one's just better for this deck. Of course, I'm playing 3 copies of Super Poly, just because, it's not respondable, so just a good way to pick apart your opponent's board. And lastly, Red Reboot. Dragos are also a thing too, I forgot to mention, so that's why I run Red Reboot and Cosmic Cyclone, because you pop Draco spells and traps, they'll punish you for it, so I think these are the best cards to go with. And Red Reboot's getting reprinted in the Rocket Structure deck, which, by the way, guys, I will present that to y'all tomorrow. So just stay tuned for that, and yeah, I'll be picking up those structure decks today. Anyway, that's it for now, and I'll catch you guys next time.